We commenced the project in November 23 with the enabling works package, but we had a very long period of pre-construction, which is the most important element, I believe, that's generated the success of the project so far. The pre-construction journey, working with our client Mace, was nearly 2 years in the making, and as a result of that, we've got a very strong blueprint from which to deliver the project. My name's Sean McDonough. I'm J. Coffey Contracts Manager for this project here in south of Oxford, the Oxford Science Park. It's 3 very large plots which are currently being developed, and it comprises essentially enabling works to make the site ready to facilitate the construction works, a significant substructure element which is a raft slab which is 500mm in thickness, reinforced with some additional piling structures underneath the cores, and then 3 very large concrete frames, traditional build concrete frames, which gives a 4-storey structure across each of the 3 blocks. Building 3 we expect to complete by July of this year, Building 1 by August of this year, and project completion with Building 2 by December of this year. A big feature of the project is the delivery of the finished look of the concrete. It's not just about the scale of the project. There's a significant amount of exposed concrete, feature concrete as we would call it, plain finish work. This has meant that we have to very specifically design and fabricate our formwork shutters to a specific pattern to be agreed with the architect to bring out the finish that will have the pattern that will be pleasing to the eye. The colour of the concrete has to be consistent. This has meant significant work with our supply chain, both in terms of the formwork design, fabrication and supply. It's also meant significant front-end involvement with our concrete supplier. We're using high-quality ply for our formwork to deliver the very high-quality concrete finishes. After a number of uses, when that's degraded, we ensure that we stockpile it on site, and then we can use it for lesser grade formwork solutions, for example, upstands that will be covered with a roofing membrane. The most challenging aspects of managing a project of this size and complexity are the sheer size of it, the amount of concrete and rebar, the volume of logistics has meant that early engagement with our supply chain has been key. The other thing is, as a company, we very much lean on our own tried and tested operatives. We're not relying on untried and tested or outsourcing to recruitment agencies, and the reason for that is we get the quality of the work and the health and safety to a very high standard. So as a result of that, we had to make logistics plans to mobilise a significant volume of operatives. We've peaked at 160, 170 operatives here, predominantly locating from the northwest and northeast of the London area. We own our own plant, we own our own formwork and false work. Our own engineering team has designed most of those designs to bring them to the workspace to enable quick and prompt solutions and turnaround and reliability to be able to feed the workspace with the plant materials that are needed. Sustainability is an important part of what J. Coffey brings to the workspace. Our concrete mixes, we will always endeavour to design a mix that minimises the impact on the environment, particularly the CO2 emissions. But on this particular project, we do have a significant percentage of cement replacement within the actual concrete mix. The other feature that we heavily focused on here is during the excavation process, to make sure that we weren't just sending excavated material into muck-away vehicles and sending them off-site to a tip or a landfill. We were using as much of that material as we could at the workspace for various backfilling operations. That meant strong consideration to the programme and the sequencing, so that we were able to afford ourselves overlap with backfilling and excavation works at the same time. There are many things I would highlight as what makes me proud of this project, but if I was to pick out a handful, it would be the collaborative teamwork approach that we fostered with our client Mace here, both during the pre-construction period, also through the construction journey. It's been very collaborative, particularly on any challenges on site, the most notable one being the project that was impacted by the Building 2 Thames Water removal of their sewerage assets, which caused significant delay to that particular area.
We worked obviously right the way through the tender period on this project since the tender was first issued by the client, and very early on in the project, in the tender, we decided to partner with a reinforced concrete frame contractor. Our first choice in this respect was Coffey, based on our previous partnerships and working together on obviously many other Mace projects. As we started to get into the detail of the tender and the requirements, there were many challenges emerging from the existing design and logistical constraints and topographical constraints as to how we were going to build the project phase by phase, particularly given a major asset constraint right through the middle of the site. I think that this project's an outstanding success as we talk for Mace and Coffey. We're doing an excellent partnership in terms of constructing this project, but I don't think that would have been the case had we not sat right at the beginning, almost a year before we started on site, and worked through how we were going to build it bit by bit, element by element, and solved the challenges, and particularly the engineering challenges in the ground and with the topographical nature of the site, so we all understood what we were going to do and had solved the challenges before we even got to site. In terms of the day-to-day working on site, we've got two excellent teams looking ahead well about what is coming up and what we actually need to do, both in terms of the design, logistics and some day-to-day operational challenges. And I think that if the teams continue to work together like this, we will end up with a very successful project at the end of the day when we complete. The pre-construction work we did as collaborating partners really is the key to why we were able to get on the project and get on so well as we have today.
From the very start, for a period of about 18 months, we as Coffey will be in the driving seat. There is very little interface with other contractors, and so we are masters of our own destiny. We're on programme and we are delivering a high quality project from health and safety and quality perspective, and I'm very proud of that.